do it. Don't do it. Hands on your back.
A traffic stop, a warrant, a struggle. Then, one gunshot that changed everything.
Stay back.
Stop.
Tase you! Taser, taser, taser!
Officer Kim Potter went to fire her taser at 20-year-old Dante Wright, but a bullet hit him in the chest instead of taser prongs.
I shot him! Oh my God!
Was it a fatal error, or were her motives much darker?
And then, could you hear anyone saying anything?
I couldn't hear any sort of voices, just a
Okay.
loud pop.
Watch as two lives collide in one irreversible moment that sparked national outrage and calls for justice against the police.
Because this lady got a slap on the wrist, and we still every night sitting around crying, waiting on my son to come home.
48-year-old Officer Kim Potter was a patrol officer with the Brooklyn Center Police Department in Minnesota. By April of 2021, she'd been an officer for 26 years and was in charge of field training a new officer, Anthony Lucky. But on April 11th, while under the tutelage of Officer Potter, something happened that made Anthony rethink his future in law enforcement. On April 11th, 2021, the pair was conducting a routine patrol on 63rd Avenue. They ran the plates of a 2011 Buick LaCrosse and found that the registration was expired. Rookie Officer Lucky initiated a stop on the vehicle and confronted the driver, 20-year-old Dante Wright.
814 Union Boy Yellow. It'll be on 63rd and Orchard Lane. Move forward.
You're gonna stop right here.
Yep. Hey, what's going on, man? You got a driver's license and proof of insurance for me at all? You don't have a driver's license? Okay. What's your name? You're Dante? Okay. All right. Do you have insurance for the vehicle then? You got any type of identification at all? Yeah, just keep looking for the insurance, and then I'm gonna write your name, date of birth down. All right. So. All right. So I'm assuming there's just no insurance in there then, or? So this is definitely not it. That expired in 2017. Well, just sit tight and I'll be right back, man. Just keep looking for the insurance, okay? Okay. I wanted to say he was lying, but I think he's honestly telling the truth, so.
Who is it?
Dante, so.
When Officer Lucky ran Dante's name, they discovered that he had an outstanding warrant for failure to appear in court. He'd apparently missed a court date after being charged with carrying a firearm without a permit back in June of 2020. During said incident, he'd also tried to flee from the police.
Right, because somebody's had warrants. So don't run him that way. You might not come up with the right one if you gave the wrong name, right? Just run him as Dante Wright.
Oh, okay.
See what it gives you.
Status, suspended, mail, state records hit.
See?
And it smells like marijuana in the car, so second one we got. He's got a gross misdemeanor warrant, and there's an OFP for a female, so I need to ID her. There's also residue like weed on the middle console. So warrant is for the weapons violation. So I'm just gonna get him out and I cuff him up. I mean, he's got a warrant, so I'm just gonna get him cuffed up. Hey Dante, all right man, here, do me a favor, just step out of the car real quick, okay, and I'll explain what's going on. Just turn around, put your hands on your back. Okay, so you are gonna be under arrest, okay? You do have a warrant, so. Don't.
I'm not doing nothing.
Don't, you're tensing up, bro. Don't do it.
Nothing.
Don't do it. Put your hands on your back. Hey, don't.
I'll tase you! I'll tase you!
Officer Porter yells that she's going to tase the suspect, but as you can see here, she pulls out her handgun instead of her taser. Officer Potter doesn't seem to realize her mistake, because a few moments later, a loud pop is heard as she discharges her weapon.
Taser, taser, taser! I just shot him.
Get in the car.
Yes! I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I got it.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
breathe. Just breathe. Are you okay? Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Kim,
okay.
Take a breath, okay?
Just breathe.
Dante is shot once in the chest before hitting the gas and speeding away. However, he only gets about 400 feet away before he passes out behind the wheel, crosses to the other side of the street, and crashes into an elderly couple in a Subaru Outback. His vehicle keeps going until it crashes into a barrier and finally comes to a stop. Meanwhile, Officer Potter is comforted by her trainee as more units arrive on the scene to check Dante's condition.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Just.
Oh my God!
Kim, that guy was trying to take off with me in the car.
It's okay. Just breathe.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Driver, stop breathing.
Oh, no!
No, just go. Just go.
Reaching out to make it 3 rigs. I got 1 male not breathing, 1 female with facial laughter.
Yes.
She's going to hang out with you.
Okay.
You don't need to say anything. I was here, so I know the details of what happened.
Okay.
But she's going to help take care of you for right now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Was your gun fired at all?
No, I never pulled it. I didn't know. I didn't even know.
Do you want to sit in squad?
It doesn't matter.
It's up.
I'm still just processing and adjusting to everything right now. Like,
Yeah,
so,
if you're comfortable here.
I'm fine here. I'm fine here.
A short time later, Dante was pronounced dead on the scene from a single gunshot to the heart. The female passenger, later identified as his girlfriend Elena, was taken to the hospital with lacerations to her face, a concussion, and a fractured jaw. The investigation that followed included a search of Dante's car, which reportedly belonged to his brother. Inside, police found random debris, 3 baggies of marijuana, a legal substance in Minnesota, and an empty liquor shot. It was never confirmed whether or not these items belonged to the victim or the passenger. The investigation also included interviews of Dante's girlfriend Elena, a witness who saw the incident from their home, and Lieutenant Strong Etharm, one of the officers that spoke to Officer Potter on the scene.
She was visibly upset, and I got down to her level, and I'm talking to her, and she repeatedly kept saying that she wanted to die, she wanted to kill herself, which again, how my conclusion came that there was something critical that took place. I'm going to prison. I want to die. Just let me die. I talked to her sergeant twice, and on the second time, he finally listened to me, I said, you need to take her gun from her, because I didn't know the whole realm of it, but I knew it wasn't good. Her partner stayed with her from that point forward, so I walked away, and that was my involvement. That pretty much was it.
So mostly scene security and like perimeter control from after that initial encounter with Officer Potter. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
So when you first arrived on scene and you knelt down with Officer Potter, is that when she was saying those things? Wanted to die, I want to die, just let me die?
Yeah, well, yeah. And she said, I'm going to prison. I just want to kill myself. Oh my God, what did I do? I didn't ask her any questions. That's pretty much all I could say to her. And then another squad pulled up, so we put her in the front seat. That's when her other partner came in.
We're going to come back, though, Elena, when you're feeling better, because we'd like...
I'm probably not. I'll be feeling better for a while.
Okay.
He died, right in front of me.
I know it.
For no reason. You guys could have shot him in his arm or his leg.
Yeah.
You didn't to kill him.
Yep. And we're well aware of that. We're very sorry that you had to have that happen, like I said, right on top of you. But you are our first person witness. You're the person that saw him die, yeah. And we need that information. At some point, we want, because we're investigating the officers.
Yeah.
So you're very important to us, to the case.
When my mouth gets wired shut, I probably won't be able to talk.
I'm sure, exactly. Yeah, I get it. All right. Thanks, Elena.
Okay. Right here, I was actually just sitting here reading. I saw them pull him over initially.
Okay.
They pulled up in front of the church here, but I heard one of them, the officers must have said move forward or something, because then they ended up pulling on the other side of the entrance there.
Right.
Didn't think much of it because people get pulled over. Eventually they got him out of the vehicle, put him up against his car, and I saw he had his hands behind his back, but he wasn't completely detained yet. It looked like one of the officers was reaching for his handcuffs. I saw some sort of struggle, so that's kind of when I got up to like look a little bit better. And it looked like he was trying to get back in his car, so I didn't really see what happened, but I saw both of the officers, one male, one female, struggling with him. I heard a loud shot. It sounded like a gunshot, I think. And then I think he kind of swerved towards the median. I don't know if there was a car in front of him that he was trying to go around or if he was just driving as fast as he could out of there, but...
Okay, so you only heard one shot or something else?
One shot. I believe it looked like there were two officers initially, and then the third one came in this unmarked squad car.
Okay, and then could you hear anyone saying anything?
I couldn't hear any sort of voices, just the loud pop.
Okay.
Dante's killing caused a massive uproar in the community, as his death seemed to mimic a pattern of Black lives being abruptly ended by law enforcement officers. Hundreds of people across Minnesota gathered in protest of the unwarranted killing, urging lawmakers and prosecutors to take action and hold Kim Potter accountable for the death of Dante Wright. After much consideration, investigators found that while Officer Potter's actions were a mistake, it was one that shouldn't have happened and one that ultimately cost someone their life. Her recklessness came at a cost that was too great to ignore, and as a result, Kim Potter was arrested 3 days later and charged with second-degree manslaughter. She had resigned from the BCPD the day before her arrest. She was booked into the Hennepin County Jail and released later that day after posting a $100,000 bond. 10 months later, in February of 2022, a jury deliberated for days before finding Kim guilty of both first and second-degree manslaughter. But in an unforeseen twist, she was only sentenced to 2 years in state custody, with only 16 months to be served in prison and the remaining 8 months on supervised release. Her sentence shocked everyone as it was lower than Minnesota's recommended sentencing guidelines of 7 years for first-degree manslaughter. But the judge cited that there were several mitigating factors that called for a lighter sentence.
On the one hand, a young man was killed, and on the other, a respected 26-year veteran police officer made a tragic error by pulling her handgun instead of her taser. This has been an extremely difficult decision. Here, everybody agrees, and the evidence is undisputed, that Officer Potter never intended to use her firearm. She mistakenly drew her firearm at all times, intending to use her taser. Second, the scene was chaotic, tense, and rapidly evolving. Officer Potter was required to make a split-second judgment. That constitutes a mitigating circumstance. Finally, unlike other manslaughter 1 cases, Officer Potter's actions were not driven by personal animosity toward Dante Wright. Instead, she was acting in the line of duty in effectuating a lawful arrest. This is a cop who made a tragic mistake. She drew her firearm thinking it was a taser and ended up killing a young man. Ms. Potter, will you please rise? Having carefully considered the comments of the family of both Dante Wright and the comments of Kimberly Potter, as well as the arguments of counsel, it is the sentence and judgment of this court that you shall be committed to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 24 months.
Before being led away to the Minnesota Correctional Facility, Kim issued an apology to Dante's family.
To the family of Dante Wright, I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, grandson, nephew, and the rest of your family to your home. Katie, I understand a mother's love, and I am sorry I broke your heart. My My heart is broken for all of you. My heart is broken and devastated for all of you. I pray for Dante and all of you many, many times a day. He is not more than one thought away from my heart, and I have no right for that, for him to be in my heart. I do pray that one day you can find forgiveness, only because hatred is so destructive to all of us. And that I pray peace will always be with you and your family. Again, I am so sorry. And to the community of Brooklyn Center, I do owe you an apology too. I loved working for you. And I am sorry what has happened to our community since the death of Dante. And the men and women who work for you still are good, honorable people and will work hard for you. Thank you, Your Honor.
But her apology did little to ease their anger and the feeling that they had been slighted.
Oh. Kim Potter murdered my son, and he died April 11th. Today, the justice system murdered him all over again. So once again, we are standing here to say that we're very disappointed in the outcome. This isn't okay. This is the problem with our justice system today. White women tears trumps.
Wow.
Trumps justice. And I thought my white women tears would be good enough because they're true and genuine. But when they're coerced, coached, and taught by the defense attorney, I guess we didn't have a win in this at all.
I feel cheated. I feel hurt. I'm very upset that my son's life was taken. It seemed to me that nobody even cared enough. You know, it was like they were so tied up into her feelings and what's going on with her that they forgot about my son being killed. A life was taken. Nothing could ease our mind from Dante being killed. But just the fact of knowing that this lady was going to pay for that, it gave us a little sense of hope, like, you know, things were going to get a little bit better. But now I walk out of this courthouse feeling like people are laughing at us because this lady got a slap on the wrist, and we still every night sitting around crying, waiting on my son to come home.
4 months after Kim's sentence, the city of Brooklyn Center reached a settlement with Dowant's family for $3.25 million. The family has since announced that the majority of the money will go into a fund for his son, Dowant Jr., who was only 2 years old at the time of his father's death.